Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up, wake up, it's time to rise and sing the praise of Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
It's time to rise,
To sing, to shout, to bring him all your heart. He'll do the bigger part if you will only make a start.
Have a great morning again, 7-minuters. It's time to start our day again with inspirational devotionals that will not only enrich the soul, but will also make the heart smile. Once again, this is 7 Minutes with God, your fast-growing favorite early morning devotional that is just a click away when we are hounded by busy schedules and even occupied time frames. Yes, we can still put God first by accessing through this ministry in our online platforms. I am your friend and online evangelist, Brother Noy Gonzaga, bringing to you God's messages portrayed in simple, short, practical, and timely inspirational devotionals. Today, we will be talking about the Pretentious Facade. You did not hear me wrong. The title again, The Pretentious Facade. Well, how many of us have not experienced being pretentious? I know no one was exempted, because this is one of the hardest attitudes to stay away from, especially when we are enriching our self-esteem. However, that is still considered wrong. Our biblical text for enlightenment is found in Proverbs 4, verse 24, and it says, "Don't talk out of both sides of your mouth. Avoid careless banter, white lies, and gossips." Well, pretensions are always the greatest adversary of truth. Oftentimes, we need to pretend in order to be accepted, or the worst is, if we force ourselves to be accepted. However, pretentious methods are always considered temporary and not lasting, and the reality of things will still catch up with you one day in the future. That's to be expected. That is the truth about pretensions. This moment, we will be focusing on the topic, the pretentious facade. Carol! Carol! The mother called the daughter named Carol because she does not want her daughter to be late in class. Carol responded, shouting, "Ha! I will be there! Why so in a hurry, Mom? Why so arrogant early in the morning? I don't like it!" Well, responses like this are not new in the house of Carol, and her mother is getting used to this rascal, uncivilized way of communication that Carol is expressing in the house. In short, Carol is a very disrespectful child, wild and just grumpy every time a communication will happen between her and her mom. So sad. Now in school, Carol was called by the teacher. "Carol? Carol." Then Carol immediately approached the teacher and said, "Yes, Mom, good morning. How may I help you? It's really nice to be a helping hand to you, Mom." These responses of Carol in the school that projects courtesy is not also new, but a commonality in the campus. That's why she is a well-known humble and courteous person in the campus. Now, Carol at home, being the wild, disrespectful child, is the opposite Carol in school, the courteous and humble individual. This facade of Carol existed for almost 2 years. Now, Carol's already in senior high school, and one day, Carol was absent and she was not able to inform the teacher why she was absent. The teacher, having a relaxed schedule, opted to drop by Carol's home to inquire why a regularly punctual student was not able to enter class that very day. "Carol? Carol, good morning. This is your teacher." Well, the teacher knocked at Carol's house. Carol is in her room, so Mother opened the door and the teacher introduced herself to the mother of Carol, and they have a very good conversation. Before the teacher is set to leave, Mother called Carol to check if she has enough strength to go down and see her visitor. But lo and behold, a stern shout and an uneducated howl was heard. Hell! I told you I am tired. Can't you see I don't feel well? Then she mentioned a curse. However, Carol still decided to go down to check on the visitor that was unnamed by the mother in the first place. When she approached the living room, Carol was surprised to see her teacher. But the greater surprise was that of the teachers when she was confronted with the reality that her most courteous and humble student in class is actually different at home. Friends, sometimes we would rather wear facades to pretend who we are in the more acceptable way than to choose to really change our attitude for the better. Why? Because changing for the better is more challenging and not so easy, but it requires a change from within. However, if we just wear a facade of being good, even if we are bad, can lead people to believe the opposite of our real selves, which can serve just the temporary purpose of getting their approval. However, at the end of the day, all hidden secrets, especially those founded in bad and evil attributes, will surely fag out a smell that you cannot hide. Like Carol, many of us wanted to let others believe that we are good and godly workers. But we also know that we are only doing this because we want to gain favors, and when that favor is already achieved, there goes the real attitude that will storm out like a typhoon and hurt like a storm. We heard already of stories of very kind suitors that when they are already accepted, real temperaments and characteristics come out. We heard already of workers who tried to appear humane, humble, silent in the workplace until the time they were granted regular status, and after that, skeletons in the closet comes out and the real ugly attitude begins to surface. Now, it is really very hard to maintain two characteristics. One, the real, and the other, a pretentious facade. Oftentimes, it is stressful to know that you are fooling others because you also know that if you are doing this, this might also be done to you in the future and you will really agonize in emotional pain. That is the very reason that God wanted us to act according to what is really the content of our heart. If God is in our hearts, for sure, the content will be love and happiness. Let us strive to put God in the midst of our lives and let Him dwell in our hearts so that there will be no more reason for us to create two selves so that others will like us even in the pretentious states alone. If we are lovable and beautiful from the inside, we can also reflect this to the outside, and this will only be materialized if Jesus is in the inside and we will reflect His love to others. Before we conclude our inspirational devotional this morning, let us always remember that we got to do right. Inside and outside our comfort zones. We have to be good internally and externally. Let us meditate on this song by the Heritage Male Singers. Gotta do right.
There's no need of standing up for the right. Unless you're gonna stand up against the wrong. Tell me how you gonna ever stop being weak. Unless you make your mind up to be strong. Well, you got to do right, 'cause it won't be long. It won't be long.
Bow, 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 bow.
Well, let me tell you that it's easy to hate your enemies, and it's just as easy to love your friends. And tell me you will have to love alike. The Bible tells you you got to let the love of God come in. Well, you got to do right, 'cause it won't be long. It won't be long. Don't you wanna love Him better? Don't you wanna love Him more? Can't you hear the Savior knocking? He's a knocking at your door.
What don't you wanna be?
Haste to meet your Maker before you got to deal with the Undertaker. He will take you right now if you are willing. Don't you know the Bible is fulfilling? Well, you got to do right, 'cause it won't be long. It won't be long. You got to do right.
do right, whoa-ho, live the life. You got to do right, whoa-ho, live the life.
You got to do right, whoa-ho, live the life. Well, you got to do right, whoa-ho, live the life. You got to do right, whoa-ho, live the life. You got to do right, Don't you wanna love him better? Don't you wanna love him more? Can't you hear the Savior knocking? He's a knocking at your door.
Don't you wanna be
It's the reason maker before you got to deal with the undertaker. He will take you right now if you are willing. Don't you know the Bible is fulfilled? Well, you got to do right, 'cause it won't be long. It won't be long. You got to do right. Well, 'cause it won't be long. It won't be long.
You gotta do right, whoa-ho, live the life. You gotta do right, whoa-ho, live the life.
You got to do right, whoa, live the life. Well, you got to do right, whoa, live the life. You got to do right, whoa, live the life. You got to do right,
Yes, we gotta do right, dear friends. Why? It is a sin to have pretentious facades. It's just like fooling other people. The sad idea about this is, when we start fooling others, it will become our hobby and people will learn not to trust us anymore. Remember that always. Trustworthiness is always earned. God bless all of you, dear friends. And still, this is Brother Noy Gonzaga, your companion in the 7 Minutes with God today.
Wake up, wake up. It's time to rise and sing the praise of Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's time to rise, to sing, to shout, to bring.
wake up! Wake up!